Good morning, I'm Juanita and welcome back to the Knit Guru. At this point, I don't actually know if this is going to be a video, but we shall see. I'm sitting here with my nephew, who is... well, he's just seen a sign that said garage sale, and he's jumped out to go into the garage sale to see if he can snatch a deal. He's one of those people. So, we're going to go to a bunch of places. The aim is to get costumes for a play, but while we're there, I've just realised we're going to Uncle Bill's, so I should really film the Uncle Bill's yarn experience for anyone who hasn't got access to an Uncle Bill's or know what an Uncle Bill's is. Because I will fully admit that it's taken me a long time to get onto the Uncle Bill's train, and the understanding of Uncle Bill's being... it's one of those ones where you go into Uncle Bill's and if you see something and think, I could use that, you should probably just buy it because it's not going to be there next time. It's like that. We're also going to go to Evans's, which is a fabric store, but I know they've got nice yarns as well. So I might see what they've got. And yeah, he also wants to go to one of the thrift shops, so I figure this could be an opportunity to see what's in the local thrift shop as to whether or not there's anything that is interesting, yarn worthy, or knitting crochet tools that might be worth picking up as well, either for me or for school. So this might be a video, this might not be a video, this might just be me talking to the wind. Even so, it's time to tidy up the hair. Yeah, and then pick stuff up, pick up Gabe, and get back to hopefully completing the roof on the house this afternoon. It sounds like I'm completing the house. No, I'm not completing the house. I'm going to be sewing up some crochet pieces and working on some knitting. And probably doing some actual work, making some lunch, cooking some food. But in the meantime, tidy up the hair. Wait for the boy to get back from the garage sale, and then we're off looking for cowboy hats and discount yarn on a Saturday morning. Yeah, sounds like it could be a video, might not be a video, we shall see. So, what did I end up buying in my video that may or may not be a video? I bought a few things, and I'll tell you what I got. I did manage to stop and have a nice chat with a woman who was looking for a particular yarn in one of the shops, and we had a nice catch up, and I gave her some advice about where she could be looking for what she was after. Had a nice chat with the ladies at Evans's in Masterton, which was great. What did I pick up? I did pick up this 2-pack of awls. Now, the reason why I did this is that I have a really nice awl somewhere in storage. and I feel like I'm always needing it, and I can't get to it. It's in with my bookbinding supplies because, of course, when you're a crafter, you do all the crafts. But the bookbinding supplies I know are well and truly towards the back of storage. So I've picked these up, and that means that I will be able to put one in my sewing kit, and I can put one in with the, what do you call those, eyelets? And then I'm good to go. That's my theory here. So I got those. I also picked up this packet of pin backs so that I can make things and stitch them on there because they've got the little holes. And I picked up these stars. Now my thought here is that I don't have long to do this, and whether or not I get around to doing it this year or not is another story, because I don't know how busy I'm going to be in the next few days. As soon as I say that out loud, I know full well I'm going to be too busy. Matariki, or Māori New Year, is happening in the next week, and part of it is the acknowledgement of the rising of the star system of Matariki into the sky. It's the Pleiades elsewhere in the world, or Subaru, but here in New Zealand it's Matariki, but it's only Matariki after it's descended below the horizon in May, and then it reappears in June. When the stars reappear, they signify different things. A lot of them are to do with food storage, food gathering, food planting, all of that kind of stuff. Some are to do with family, some are to do with mourning those that have passed, and having time to remember, and storytelling. And it's a really wholesome, fantastic holiday. There's either 7 or 9 stars, or 1 star, depending on where you are in the country. And if they're cloudy at the time of the arrival across the horizon, it'll say something about what that's going to be like for the following year, of either gathering, food from the seawater, or food from the fresh water, and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of significance that goes along with it. But I did want to crochet some stars. As I haven't crocheted some stars yet, I actually liked the fact that these have got some shape to them and some sturdiness. So I'm thinking if I can pull out my glow-in-the-dark yarn, I can make like a little cover for them. And then they're kind of sturdy, but they're also kind of knitted, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's a long-winded explanation as to why I bought 4 polystyrene stars. Clearly, I probably should have bought 2 more packets of these so that I can have the full set, but I wanted to do a test the concept first before going back to get more. And they only had one of those, so maybe other people are on the same bandwagon at the moment, or they're just more onto it than I am. Then I got this, and this is from Evans's and Masterton. I have got 1 ball of Countrywide Windsor in black, and you'll be saying, a black DK weight yarn, Juanita? You are wild and crazy. And I was specifically looking for a rainbow variegated yarn. I know the Windsor balls aren't that long, but I've picked up this one. It's kind of a pastel rainbow, and my plan is, Pacific Knit Co. released the pronoun beanie. I still haven't done anything for Pride Month. We're now halfway through the month. I feel like I've got enough time to either make the Pride beanie with the pronouns, or I've got enough time to make her. She also released cup cozies with the pride flags on them. I do enjoy a nice rainbow, and I am an ally, so I figure, why the hell not? The other thing is that Crochet Me Zaddy has the Pride axolotl, as well as he's got a Pride chameleon from last year. So there are other options of things I could make, even though I know that our school celebrated Pride Week, but June is Pride Month, not week. So I'm leaning into the concept of it being a month and giving myself a little bit more time to make this beanie. So that's what I picked up. I mean, I'm kind of pleased that I've got some footage of what's still available in just a handful of stores. I did go into a couple more places that had yarn, but by that point I needed to get back for lunch, and I didn't buy anything anyway. There's nothing particularly earth-shattering about what was in there. And I do know there's a really good yarn store on the main street, Yvonne's Knitwear and Children's Wear, or Children's Wear and Knitwear, strange name, great shop. It's got so many wonderful things. yeah, I just really enjoy it, and it's kind of really old school. It feels like you're digging for treasure, but also as soon as you say to the lady there, I'm looking for such and such, she goes, oh, give me a moment, and goes straight to a box and pulls it out. And I've been meaning to get back in there to pick up a few more stitch, what do you call it, needles, interchangeable needle ends. I've got a headache. Well, I've got a migraine, but I've taken the medication, but it does feel like I've cut my brain off from my ability to make words. So my apologies. I could just not make this video. Except if I put everything down, I'll start making the hat and then I'll forget everything. So I need to do it now. Yeah, and I'm still dying. Still dying. Good times. What was I saying? So Yvonne's knitwear. So the interchangeable needles from the Knit Pro set. There are still some sizes that I'm missing, and there's some sizes that I'm always using that I never have enough of. Like at the moment, someone asked me last week how many projects I've got on the go, and I looked around my room and realised I had 9 projects just in that room. Plus I know I keep some socks in my car so that I can knit on the go. And that doesn't count any abandoned whips or whips that have been put aside until later. We're just talking these are the ones that are within arm's reach that I've done recently. And I know there's another blanket project in there that at some point I've got to pick up again. But that point is not today. So yeah, I've got a few more of those I need to pick up, but I do need to make a list before I go in there or I'll just buy craziness. And I have destroyed some double-pointed needles. You know, when you stand on them or you drop them down the side of the car or you leave them in a hotel, you know. So constantly I feel like I'm needing to update my supply of those. So hopefully you can enjoy this video that may or may not be a video. And I will see you next week. Bye.